Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this video update for Sidereal Astrology. It's another morning here in Panama. Very nice morning, actually. It's been quite nice the past couple days. Sun's been out in the morning. It's been good, so I decided to record this morning walk. We do have some important things going on astrologically. But I want to talk about right now with the moon. The moon's been in Scorpio and Ophiuchus these past couple days, and I think it was yesterday I was like, man, I sure feel really deep. Felt really, there's a lot of wind today. Hopefully it's not messing up the sound. But I felt really deep. A lot of fears came up just out of nowhere. They call them like fears or anxieties. And I was thinking, I was like, where is that moon? I was like, sure enough, Scorpio. And then here today, and it was yesterday too, Ophiuchus. So yeah, deep. Probably especially deep because the ruler of Mars and Ophiuchus traditionally is Mars. And as we all know, Mars is debilitated right now in Cancer. So that's going to make it more challenging, especially if it's in the emotions. So yeah, that's where the moon's going to be, but the moon is going over the galactic center here. Oh wow, there's 3 of those dogs. These dogs are so cute. Let me see if I can catch them on camera. Can you see all 3 of them? Yeah. I thought there was just one. That's funny. I wonder how many days it was like a different one. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, Mars, the ruler in Cancer, debilitated, so that's making it probably extra challenging. But no, yeah, so the moon's going to be going over the galactic center here a little bit later, a few hours after this video, and then shifting into Sagittarius in the evening for most of us in the West. If you're in the East and like Europe as well, you'll probably feel the Sagittarius energy Friday and the weekend. And we'll all feel it the weekend for the most part. So it's definitely a transformation occurring soon if you are feeling the deeper side of things lately, past couple days. And I'm actually already feeling a bit of the transformation. The moon went over Saturn earlier today. So it's kind of one of those days where it is really good to just kind of get serious about some things. I'm gonna go back home, do the weekly forecasts, take care of some things I've been meaning to take care of. I feel like it's a good day for that because Saturn's also been trining up to Uranus this year, and the moon's going to trine Uranus a little later today, again a few hours after this video. So you may be feeling quite liberated, quite free. And Uranus just went retrograde this morning for me. So yeah, just a few, probably about 6 hours ago. So he's stationed, and so everything's kind of clunky and weird with the technology, or with things regarding, where we want to break free and have some freedom in our life. It's just all in this pause moment. All in this pause. I personally haven't had any serious tech issues, but like I said, I'm in cryptocurrency, and like past couple of days have been really crazy because Bitcoin's been going through that update I was talking about, just as I suspected. A lot of like the exchanges and stuff are like shutting down, or one of them shut down, and the other ones, they're still updating this new update and stuff. So actually my mom, she was having some serious issues. She had a virus. But we're all going to feel it a little bit differently. So anyways, yeah, I just want to make a quick video here today talking about that moon, most importantly, because if you're feeling it like I am, it'd be good to know. Some of you may have already known. Some of you have the astrology planner, and You know, some of you know I was talking about the moon in Libra earlier in the week, so naturally the moon would be going into Scorpio after that. So I do my best to come out here when it's important. But you know what I do want to talk about is that Jupiter squaring up to Pluto, which is going exact tomorrow. And so, yeah, this is important. It's the last one. It's been going on since November. And so now it's a final integration of something that's been needing to change regarding what we see as possible, what we want in terms of possibilities in our life. And maybe we've been experiencing since November, or wanting to expand, wanting to cultivate, wanting to make some change with. Pluto's all about making the change in the face of the fear, face of the inhibitions, to make it happen. And so it doesn't mean it's all going to happen this week, but as I always say, it's an internal change first. And as we make that internal change of facing the fears or just really setting our mind to something, again, it has something to do with expansion, with Jupiter. You know, it's definitely a week of that. So pay attention to that. Maybe around Friday, around tomorrow. I'll be feeling that certainly today and over the weekend. And there's really nothing we have to do. You know, I get a lot of questions about, like, is it a good time to do this? Is it a good time to do that? And to a degree, you can actually see that with, like, astrology, but it's mostly going to be in your personal chart. You'll see that. But even so, astrology is just meant to confirm your inner guidance. It's not meant to supersede any of your own judgments and decisions. The purpose of astrology is to confirm what you're already feeling. So if you're already feeling like making a change, for example, and then the astrology is confirming that for you, well, then you have, you know, the benefit of confirmation, benefit of knowing which of maybe the two different choices you were going to make. You know, it helps you realize which one is maybe more true to your soul, true to that inner guidance. So that's what astrology is meant for. It could do other things too, but especially in these general forecasts, very important to, you know, listen to your inner guidance first, and then use this as a confirmation to that. And two, you know, these forecasts can help us become aware of things we weren't aware of. You know, so it does that too. Because I do believe we have all the answers within. But, you know, it gets hidden away, or, you know, whatever. So astrology helps us uncover that. Every time I move the camera over there, it gets really shady. Oh, there we go. So yeah, Jupiter square Pluto. We'll see how this goes. For me personally, I think it comes down to me making this move potentially. A friend of mine actually hooked me up with a couple people in Austin. Austin's the area I'm looking at. I lived in a lot of places in the United States, and I really like Texas. I haven't actually lived in Texas, but I really like Texas, and I think Austin's a really good place for someone like me. It's just very, it's very progressive and weird. And that's what they say about Austin. People there are weird, or it's a place where they welcome weirdness, which is great. I got my Venus, Mars, and Aquarius, so I'm all about that. But anyways, yeah. So, and if you guys know anyone in Austin maybe looking, you know, that has a place to rent or something, I prefer to know the person, you know, in terms of like a friend of a friend, or in this case, a friend of one of you guys. You know someone in Austin who is looking to rent a spot. So let me know if you do. But I'm still considering it, still in the mix. But the Jupiter square Pluto for me is like, yeah, maybe getting ready to actually pull the trigger and do that, because it is something I've been thinking about since about November. On some level, obviously, it takes takes different forms and transforms in the process. But yeah, that's my take on it. Because I got Jupiter transiting my 4th house in my natal chart. Pluto's in my 7th house of relationships, which again, it relates back to this whole thing I was talking about, you know, going back to the States to reconnect with some friends and form some relationships there. So anyways, it'll be different for all of you. Do check your weekly, because it'll show you which houses this is involved with, and that's a pretty good indicator of what it could mean for you. But either way, doing the internal changes, listening to that inner guidance, once you make that internal shift, which again, it'll take maybe like another week, it's just the surrounding time. But once you make that internal shift, then the external just happens more naturally. You know, we're not forcing it. It just becomes obvious. When the external choice is obvious, it means you've got very good, at least from my experience, it means you have very good cohesiveness between your mind, your body, your soul, your emotions. All right, that kind of thing. You have an alignment. Whereas if you're not sure and it feels like you're having to, now there's nothing wrong with challenging yourself if you feel like that's the right thing, because if everything aligns, mind, body, soul, they can still be challenging. It's still like, oh, I got to do this. I got to actually take the steps, you know? So, it's not, you know, it's not like it's going to be easy, but it becomes obvious in terms of what to do. And in this case with Pluto, to face the fears to do it. Or whatever it is. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's just inhibition. Sometimes it's just getting too comfortable. Like I'm feeling that. I'm so comfortable here. Like, I don't want to, but I know that, you know, if that's the thing I choose within after I go through this inner process, if that's what I choose, then it doesn't matter if it's comfortable or not. I'll, you know, it may be challenging, but I'll do it because it's the right thing to do. All right, so what else? So that's it. Jupiter square Pluto, big thing. Nothing major this weekend, other than the, of course, lunar eclipse we got coming up on Monday. So I made a video on that. Do check that out. And we do have the moon in Sagittarius. It could be an excellent weekend for getting outside, going for a hike or a walk, tapping into some of that adventure in your life, or yeah, just doing things that are adventurous. What's adventurous for you personally? And it's not always physical either. It could be opening your mind. So Sagittarius is also the sign of philosophy, higher learning, astrology, spirituality, when it's about the wisdom of it. You know, expanding your mind to potentials and expanding your beliefs and stuff. So we're also getting quite full with the moon. So there is some momentum we're building coming into this weekend. The lunar eclipse is like a full moon, and that's an energizing time. But because it's conjunct the South Node, there's also going to be things being released, particularly involving Capricorn, like I talk about in the video, about maybe overly cautiousness or reserve or something like that in your life. And through that releasing, next week, it's going to be shifting our path in the sense of we've kind of cleared some things. You know, we've cleared the backpack, the luggage from the life journey, all the stuff we've gathered along the way. And we're not going to let go of everything, but some things, right? We're just like, I don't need this anymore. You do that cleaning of house. Maybe cleaning of house literally for some of you. And again, check which house that is, because that is the area you could be doing the clearing with. Check the weekly. Oh man, look at that yellow bird. So yeah, so it is it's a big weekend, it's a big time. Jupiter square Pluto, lunar eclipse, Capricorn, Monday. So I always say when it's important times like this, just to be patient with yourself. It's important we don't You know, we don't need that extra layer of like stress or something where it's like, oh, I gotta make a decision right away or something like that. Again, it's all internal first. So, all right, so I'll leave you with that. Let me know how you guys are feeling it. Let me know which areas of life might be what you're considering with this maybe Uranus retrograde now. If there's anything you're reconsidering, or with that Jupiter square Pluto, is there anything that you feel like I'm gonna make some changes with? Something you can continue to see the big picture with, because Jupiter's all about seeing the big picture. But it just it's like on one hand you have the optimism, and then on the other hand you have the Pluto, the intensity, whatever that is, the resistance, the ego holding on really tight to something that you can let go of consciously, and that should help us free that energy up. So anyways, let me know how you're experiencing that, and then maybe even to this moon in Sag, because it'll probably be in Sag by the time a lot of you watch this. Some of you, if you've been feeling the past couple of days of this deeper energy of a Fucus and Scorpio, comment that as well. And the lunar eclipse coming up on Monday. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll see you probably, Monday for another walk, and I'll be releasing the weekly here later today, or tomorrow maybe. All right, so have a good one. Talk to you guys soon. Ciao.